Hey guys, and welcome to episode 33 of my From the Island series. I know it's been a little bit of time since the last episode, but I've had a few problems in real life, so we've had a bit of a delay. But we're back to it. So in the previous episode, we left free to play again, and we started in members, and we started finding a couple of items on what worked best to get us started in the next push for the bond. So it's been a couple of hours since we put these offers in, so we've had some buys, and the ham joints have failed to buy as well. So we've picked up 7 Gothic rubber legs. We will find out what we sold them for. 3 flare trousers, and we've also filled out our offer for zombie shields. These shields might be a bit longer to buy than what I thought they would, but with them being such a rare item, that probably makes sense. So we're going to put in these shields for 271k each, and then that should be 140k each for that. So if they can come in for that price, that will be a very good flip. So hopefully we can keep them going if they do sell for that. So the Gothics robe legs we bought for 67, and we can sell for just under 100. So we will go for 98,272. I'd be interested if they sell because their price have completely tanked, and it does seem to be quite a temperamental item at the minute. So we'll see how they get on. Now, flare trousers did have a 90k margin, so I'm just going to try and push my luck just because I don't think I'll be logging on for a little while. We're going to go for just over 3.2 mil. And if they sell, then great. If not, it's no rush. That is not 3.2 mil. 272. That is what I'm looking to sell for. So we'll see if they go as well. In terms of the other items, I'm just going to check where the ham joint is because that's a bit worrying they've not bought. But all you need to do then is just check a margin. And that's the problem with the niche items is if there's low volume or if it can jump around a bit, you are chasing just to see if you can get anywhere near a margin. It's still got about a 90k margin there. I can't believe these items are over 3 mil. We were only flipping them for 1.5 a little while ago, and look at them now. So we can still afford 8, offer him for 8. We'll see how we get on tomorrow. If these D-hide shields don't buy quicker than what they have, we'll probably pull out and look for something else. But I'll give them a couple more hours and see how they do, and then we'll go from there. In after a couple of hours. So the ham joints have all bought. Now, the ham joints did buy for a lot more than what we originally put it in for, but if we put that in for 3206, 272. Right, so hopefully they'll sell. The flare trousers have not sold as well, and the D-hide shields haven't sold either. So what I'm going to do, because these are not bought in about 2 days, I'm just going to pull these offers out, sell these D-hide shields, and we'll go for something which is just moving quicker. Now, these D-hide shields haven't actually bought anything more than the past fully like a day. So we just need to just see where, get rid of them and then move into something better. Flare trousers as well. I know we did put them in for a high price, but they've also not shifted. So I'm just going to check their margins just to make sure they are roughly where we need them to be. So these seem to have gone down compared to what we bought them at. So we can sell them for a bit of a profit at the minute. In terms of a flip, they're 100k flip. So what I'll do, I'll just put them at 31272. That's wrong. 31272. They might sell at that price. Right, so Zamorak D-hide shields is not selling. So we'll just check the price for that. Now this could have been one where it was just one item which had too high of a margin. We've got some room to play with. 138k. Did we buy close to that? I think we've had this before with, I can't remember what item it was. And sometimes what you can have, because it's so low volume, someone can have a price so high up, and then that's what you think's the margin, when really it's just there's very low volume and someone's got that higher margin. So that's what we've sort of dealt with there. The other god D-hide shield I'll just get rid of, and then we'll just go again with what we can sell. But this is it's the problem when you sort of out of the flipping market for a bit. Price changes happen a lot. Items don't move as quick as they used to, and you sort of spend a couple of days just trying to get back into where you used to be. So that's what's going to be happening for us for a little while by the look of it. 14272, and we'll just see what we can find in terms of the next item. There's still plenty of other clue scroll items we can just cycle through, so I think we will get there. Those D'hide shield I thought would have worked a lot better than what we have. But if all these flips do come through, we have still made probably a mil, so we are still getting towards the end goal. I'm going to let these graphics pieces buy and sell for a little bit longer, just because they've got the best margins out of all of them. But I'll log back in a couple of hours and just see what we've shifted, and we'll go in for what we're buying. So just coming back, we've had some buys and sells, and just looking at what's picked up. So the ham joints have finally sold, and we've had some sales on these D'hide shields as well. Now, they were a bit slow to buy, but I think they've just been just as bad to sell. So in terms of a flip, I wouldn't really suggest any of the D'hide shields. I think they're just a bit too niche to move them on quick enough and turn them around quick enough. And I don't think the margins you're going to get for either of them are that good to sort of do them as another item. We've shown throughout the series a lot better items than the D'hide shields. So we've finished off the Armadillo and the Bandos and won't be going back. And then once the Zami and the Sara ones have gone as well, we'll just use them slots for some different items as well. So I'm going to try and find a couple of different clue items. Now, I think we've done spike manacles before, and they're not too bad actually. They're probably one of the quickest flipping items we've ever done on this series, so it's very much worth doing it again if it's got a decent margin. And the manacles are used in pure PKing as well, so there is some form of demand for them as well. So that'll be one we'll try, and then we'll just go through and see if we can pick up any other items and just see what we can do in terms of a margin. I've just shown you my G history now. We do keep trying to see if we can pick up any different flips or different items as well, just to keep the series a bit fresh with what we're flipping. Once we sort of clear these items, I'm going to go for a major push and go through some completely different items. Now, as you've seen, we just tried to check the Wizard Robe Top G, because I don't think that's something we've done before, and I am going to try and have a look at the Monk's Robe G as well. Now, the Monk's Robe T was something we did in the very early episodes, and it did really well for us. The Monks and the Wizards G sets are very high valued items because they're free to play, and they are used a lot in free to play PKing as well. So the Monk's Robe Top actually had a pretty good flip. It was just over 100k, so for us that's worth it. Even with a buy limit of sort of 4, we've got that much spare cash at the minute, we can actually put that in. And because the top worked out quite well, I just thought I'd check the margin for the robe bottom, and that was pretty good as well. So between the two of them, they were looking at like sort of between 100 and 150k each per item, per flip. So we're going to put a fair bit of money in both of those, and hopefully they pull off. And if they have, we can just keep turning them as well, because I do think with the items we're flipping now, we definitely need to start picking up some higher ticket items, because I think those have got the substantial margins compared to the others. And the other items we're flipping at the minute are quite low value, and it just saves us having a lot of GP sat there sort of not being used. Always have as much of your GP in your flipping slots as you can, because then that means you're working the most amount of money possible and you've got the biggest chance of return. So that's going to be the plan for the time being until those D'hide shields sell, and once we finally get rid of them, I think we'll do a big restructure of what we're going to flip for our slots, and then hopefully we'll do a lot better than we have in this episode, and we can keep going from there. But that's the plan for this episode. I'm going to come back when it's all updated. To the episode, and as you can see, we've had quite a few buys and sells, and there's been a couple of new items in there already. We've started to move into Gilded because I think it's got a lot of potential, and I think a lot of videos from other creators have shown that Gilded can really be hitting with big margins, and it's got a bit of a demand because it is used free to play PKing, which is kind of the theme we're going towards with our new flips. We did manage to buy both pieces of the Monk's Robe G, and we've managed to get rid of the flare charges as well. And good news as well is that Zami D'hide shields have finally left. The only items really we're stuck with from the beginning of the episode is the Sara D'hide shields, which I will get rid of by the next episode, or if not, I'll just pull them out and keep them in the info, and just the rest of the Gubix robe legs. So even though we started this episode sort of gridlocked a bit with the items we had, we've managed to shift a lot on. We found a couple of better items with better margins, and we are sort of more high ticket items as well. The Gilded 2Hs are sort of 4 mil each, and the Monk's G pieces are sort of like 1 mil each as well. And we've not really been in the higher ticket bracket items for a while now, not since we've done Third Age. So we'll see how well they do, and along with the higher ticket stuff, we'll do some smaller items like the robe leg sets, which we know work really well, and then possibly in the next episode try and set up with some newer items as well. So we're going to try and see what other Gilded pieces we can afford and which ones have sort of the best margins from what we've got. But that's pretty much going to be it for the end of the episode. Hopefully by the start of the next episode, I've got some brand new items to sort through and roughly what we're going to look in terms of a margin. But in terms of the end of this episode, that's pretty much where we're going to finish off from. I did try the ham joints one more time, but the margin was good. And I know I don't like keep going on with the same item, but hopefully in the next episode we have got different items for what we've been doing, just so I can show you that I don't have to stick to the same 8 items for the same profits. So that's the end of this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. The rest of the episodes to finish this series will be coming out sort of in the next couple of weeks. The series is finished. I'm just sort of got to edit and voice over everything now, and hopefully I can get them out as soon as possible. But once that's finished, we'll need something new to do for this account, but I'll do a separate episode at the end for that on what you want to do and where we want to go. So if you enjoyed the episode, please give it a like and please subscribe, because we're about to go for a bit of a content hit on the channel. We've got quite a few videos backed up to do, but I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.